But another thing we find in the Scripture as we try to inventory some of these little technological oddities is cloning, cloned beings. And, it's interesting when we review Daniel chapter 2 and we encounter this strange dream that Nebuchadnezzar had with this metallic image, gold, silver, brass, iron, and feet iron mixed with clay. And Daniel is called in to interpret all of this, and he explains that the gold is Babylon, so Persia is silver, Greece, and Rome in two phases. So you got gold, silver, brass, and then Rome in two parts. But the second phase is involved here with iron mixed with clay. In Daniel 7, it's involved as not 10 toes, but 10 heads. But the point is, a lot of speculation about the clay. Most scholars recognize that there are 4 empires, but the fourth one is in two phases. But in Daniel chapter 2, Daniel's explaining all this. He says, whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it of the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And then we get to verse 43, a provocative verse when you look at it very carefully. And whereas thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, and they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. So apparently, what is the clay? We generally think it's people. You're the potter, we're the clay. That idiom is frequent in the Scripture. Whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay is clay made from dust and it's very brittle, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. It changes to a personal pronoun. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Who are they? We don't know. But the they have to be something distinct from the seed of men in order to mingle with them. So one of the several speculations is possibly either Nephilim, that's one possibility, or the other possibility is that we're dealing with clones here. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Does that mean that there are going to be clones? And will those clones be frequent enough to be a political constituency? These are all speculations that seem to derive from verse 43. And miry clay is made from iron dust. And to be mingled themselves with seed of men, they are not then the seed of men. And the context of the dream implies that it's a political constituency of some kind. Nephilim or clones are the two most current speculations as to what it might be. A clone in sheep's clothing, you all know that all took place by a technology of a needle machine. And this machine can remove the nucleus of a cell and put that nucleus in a donor cell. And that's how we had the first publicized dolly sheep and its surrogate mother. And you have a stem cell, and it has a code of 4, and that code of 4 can identify any one of the 20 amino acids that we find in proteins that generates over 100,000 different proteins and molecular machines that make up life. But that stem cell can then become differentiated, a differentiated cell, 200 different kinds in our body, make different tissues or organs, and up to several hundred, obviously, many, many different kinds of organs. 10 to the 13th cells in a typical body. The whole cloning idea is to take that cell and before you transfer it, put it in a donor and have that nucleus then generate a replica of the donor. And so that's what we call, the technical term is nuclear transfer, the casual term is cloning. And it's interesting, that's a very controversial technology, a highly risky, very speculative, but it's become common in animals. Almost everything you can think of, monkeys and pigs and all kinds. In fact, there's even pigs that glow in the dark where they've cloned them. But in May of 2006, Harvard Medical School has announced that they are going to pursue the cloning of human embryos, despite the ethical implications. So there are people around the world that are pursuing this kind of a path. It's a very risky, complicated path. May be quite distant. Many of the experts feel, though, it's inevitable. Is the Antichrist a clone? Revelation 17:11 says, the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, but he is of the 7 and goeth into perdition. What does that mean? I suspect it means something quite different, but there are those that suspect that this is an allusion to cloning. The beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth of the seven, goeth to perdition.